look like shit. This guy just woke up. Fucking 5:30. The only time I have time to do this shit. I can't do it after work because then I have no energy. But before work, I feel like I have even less energy. Whatever. Let's see. Alright, so we've got this. So, next thing I really gotta focus on is optimizing all this shit because the shaders, the assets, they're just taking up way too much processing. It's because this whole thing is made in blueprints. And I was gonna like recreate all of this. I created other projects. First of all, I started this project, it was like 5.1, 5.2, okay? Then I was like, okay, and you know what? All this blueprint, it's just taking, it's taking too much time for the code to run. So now I'm thinking, okay, you know what? I'm gonna have to rewrite it all in, like, basically like, I'm not gonna say pure C++ because there's still blueprints in it, but I'm gonna do like as little blueprints as possible. That's one thing. Because because look, this computer, it's got, I don't know what the processor is, but it's like AMD Ryzen 5 something. It's like the equivalent of Intel i5. But the RAM, I have 16 gigs of RAM, terabyte of SSD storage, graphics card. Like I'm able to play Watch Dogs 2 on this game, and it runs absolutely fine. But I've tried playing Ancestors: The Human Odyssey. That game is just laggy on this shit, bro. Like, it's because Ancestors, it has so many trees. Those trees take up a lot of computing time to process. But now I just got some explanation to do because that didn't go well. But hold up, start. Okay, let's see. Because basically I got it so that there's like a couple of pigs and they all run away from the player. So I don't know if you can see, but they're like sort of running away. Now the only issue, this is the bug I'm trying to fix, that there's a certain limit to how far they're able to go. I set that limit to be up to like the entire surface area of like basically the entire island. But for some reason it just doesn't work. But when I open the map individually, then it does. So something about how the nav mesh bound volumes is compiled. So look, because this is how things work, okay? Basically, I got these pigs. Okay. Oh my goodness, what? Okay, this is why actually. Building navigation. I don't know why. This is supposed to happen even when I load it from the other level. Okay. It's hard to explain, but I mean, it's not hard to explain, really. Look, there's the title screen map. That's the level that you saw before. That was the level. There's this hunter map. When I open this hunter map, you see this building navigation on the bottom right. This happens. This is what loads the surface area that allows all these animals to move. So this right here, okay? This entire square, okay? It's hard to see, but I think you guys can sort of see. Let's see, if I do it like this, maybe it'll be easier. Go down. Okay, you see this square, right? This square is like the limit to how far the AI is able to move in. I don't know why, but when I load the level like this, it takes time for it to load. Let's try running it before it actually finishes loading and see what happens. So if I try and load it before it finishes, if I try and play the map before the building navigation is done, let's see what happens. What happens? Yep, exactly. Okay, these guys move, these guys move. Oh, never mind. Okay, well you saw how before these guys, they were moving and they stopped. For some reason when I open the hunter map individually, there's no issues, but when I open it in the title screen menu, or I open the title screen map, then I open the hunter map, then there's an issue for some reason. Not sure why. Oh, this game is so laggy. I actually hate it so much. I can't tell if it's my computer that's laggy or if it's the game. I have a feeling it's all these damn trees, bro. Okay, you know what? Since Unreal Engine is powerful. Okay. Oh, what is happening? Where am I? It's because there's too many things going on in the background at the same time. Not to mention me live streaming. I'm gonna need a better computer. Okay. So I'm gonna try removing the trees. So I'm gonna have to go in foliage mode. I'm gonna click erase. I'm gonna have to select the asset that I'm trying to erase, which is the trees. I think it's this one. 104. We'll take it. Now we're just gonna go here. We're gonna try and see if I can just does this work. Okay. Alright, so this is how you basically erase foliage. If you want to add foliage, you just paint, select the static mesh foliage, and you just add it. That's a really cool feature of Unreal Engine. It allows you to just instantly add assets. You don't have to imagine individually doing that. But then again, I'm new to Unreal Engine, so I don't know if this was already a feature for like a long time. I mean, I'm assuming it was. I'm assuming this is how it works, but I don't know. I can imagine back in the day, people who used to do game dev, people had to do that individually. But there's always a pro and con to everything. Like Unreal Engine, there are so many built-in tools that make things easier for you. But when things are built in, you have no idea what's happening behind the scenes. So half the time it just makes things lag. Why is there a shadow for a tree that doesn't exist? Okay, it's gone. Alright. I can't remove this for some reason. This is a different kind of tree. Okay. Yeah, like I'm not. You know what? That's what I was thinking. At first, I wanted to make this level inside of a forest, add some trees and everything. That would have made it epic, but because of these performance issues, I really don't have a choice but to make the area flat. So now what I'm thinking of doing is that instead of making the map into like a forest, I'm gonna have to try making. I'm gonna have to try and find a way to make it into like a savanna. That way, I can at least get away with not putting much on the level, but it still doesn't feel empty. Maybe it does feel empty, but if anything. Okay, now you're probably wondering what this number is. Basically, this is what. Okay, I'm gonna show you. So when you start hunting the pigs, right? They're running away, running away, running away. Okay, so now step one is I'm gonna have to chase it, but these guys move pretty fast, so I'm gonna have to get to a point where either way, right? There's always gonna be a limit to how far they can go, because like I showed you before, the nav mesh balance volume. It's like the limit on the surface area they're able to move in. So as soon as he hits that limit, he's gonna stop moving. We're gonna be able to get him. But what I was thinking of doing is adding a stamina system for both the player and the pig. And then I just have the pig stamina, maybe. I don't know. But anyways, so once he's not able to move anymore because he's gone too far, this is what's gonna happen. Okay, so I know this is stupid, but basically, the pig's dead now, and that number is basically just gonna be like a random loot drop that you get from that animal. So now I got 83, which is a pretty high number. And the idea that it's supposed to be random. So I thought the game would be a little bit more fun if there was an element of random to it. But something else I gotta fix now is the fact that it's just a randomly generated number. Okay. First of all, I need to make it so that the collision is only detected when it's against the pig and the animal, the pig and the player, not the pig and whatever. That's one thing. Second thing is because the numbers are random between 1 and 100, the numbers above 90, for example, they have just as easy likelihood of appearing as the numbers under it. So instead of making a random number between 1 and 100, I have to make it so that the closer you are to 100, the less likely you are. The closer you are to 100, the less likely that number is to appear. I'm not sure exactly the logic I would want for that, but if I had to guess, because I don't want. I was thinking at first of like dividing by that number. So, like, let's say the number 2, you have 1 in 2 chances of getting that number. 1 in 100, you have 1 in 100. So yeah, but then it's a weird number. It's a weird logic because it's 50% chance of getting the number 2, 1% chance of getting 100, and then like 100% chance of getting number 1. So maybe I'm gonna remove number 1 from the equation. But even then, it means that half of the time you'd be getting 2. I don't know how I feel about that, but I can try though. So go in the blue, because I know that's easy to do, right? This is basically this is how I do game dev, bro. It's so stupid. It's like I have tons of ideas. Some ideas I know how to do them, but I'm too lazy to do them. And then some ideas I'm like, you know what? That wouldn't take long to do, so I'll just do that. But let's see. If I go in the pig blueprint, pig, yeah, I'm gonna soon find a way to start doing this in C++ because blueprints actually piss me off. Like I'm a programmer by nature. I'm much more of a programmer than I am a designer. And I don't know, looking at code makes more sense to me. But where's the collision? On collision. Where do I? There's supposed to be a thing that says on collision hit, if not is dead, create the widget. Set is dead. Play the animation. Oh, right, because it's in the widget. That's what that logic is done. So the widget is the thing that actually appears on the. Where is it? Widget blueprint. Ah, there we go. Yeah, okay, this is basically where it happens. Like, so basically, whenever this blueprint is loaded, there's this logic that's done. And nope, this is the logic for starting the video. I'm confused. No, I'm sorry. This is the wrong. I am tired in the morning, man. This is the wrong widget blueprint. It's UI. There you go. Okay. So I know this is all busy, but it's not the captured successfully text that's actually being shown. Basically, I have this variable called loot, and it's just integer. Whenever this thing is constructed, it's random loot, and yeah. So basically, when it's initialized 0, and if there's 0, you don't show anything. If there's a value, where's the random number that is generated? Get text. This is get text. Get text branch loot. Where am I setting loot though? I declined. Ah, there we go. Sorry. Yeah, okay. I'm the event construct. Basically, when this blueprint is created, we're saying we're getting a random number between 0 and 100, setting that 5 seconds, and then after 5 seconds, setting it back to 0 so that it disappears. Basically, I wonder if instead of setting it to 0, I just remove the blueprint, because I think what happens is that the blueprint is might still be available. Like, not available, but might still exist. Destroy shut. I want to say after 5 seconds, delete this blueprint or remove it from viewport. Remove from parent. That actually might be it. Let's see if that does what I want it to do. Okay, also, this random, basically, I don't want this to be a random number. I want it to be like, I want it to be a random number between 0 and 100. But the closer you are to 100, the harder it has to be. Basically, I want it to be rare to get 100. So the math would be like, I would have to make this instead of between 0 and 1, it would be, is this inclusive? Whatever. Yeah, either way, that's fine. So instead of it being the random numbers, the loot is this, like, this is where the math is actually useful. I'm just trying to, I forgot that formula to get I swear this is like elementary school math, bro. How do you get the inverse of a number? Or the opposite? Basically, if I have the number 2, I want, it's what, exponent minus 1. Something like that. Like, basically, if I have the number 3, I want it to be 1 and 3. If I have 50, I want it to be 1 and 50. I'm pretty sure it's just exponent minus 1. So 5 to the power of minus 1 equals, no, hold on. Jeez, I'm tired. Okay. You guys don't see the screen, but I'm just searching it up. Okay. I'm too lazy. But yeah, 5 to the power of minus 1. Why is this not working? Is it not that? Well, my math teachers would be disappointed in me right now. No, I'm right though. I'm right. Yeah. It's just the fact that I just wasn't confident in my answer. Basically, that's what I wanted. Now when I get to here, how do I make a number to the power of another number? I know there are math operations like multiply, right? So I look through the operators. Math in the morning. How do I do 5 to the power of -1? Because I'm overthinking this, bro. Can I not just do division, divide? Yeah, okay. Okay, this. Let's just get the number one. Oh, there we go. Number one. There we go. I was overthinking this too much, bro. But yeah, this is basically just what I need. Random number, 1 divided by that random number. Then that is no. That is not equal to the root. That is the chances. Okay, this is where I asked ChatGPT, because I think this is the kind of thing you'd be good at. How do I make it instead of a random number to 100? It's like a random number, but the chances closer to closer. You know what? I should be sharing my full screen. Hold up. That way you guys can see what I'm typing. Okay, there we go. How do I make it so that instead of a random number between 1 and 100, it's a random number but closer? The number is to 100. The less likely it is to be. I did not specify at all in what language, but I can try to. Exponential distribution or numbers. Okay, you know what? I think this guy's speaking some bullshit. What is this exponential factor? What does that even mean, bro? And the Schrodinger equation? What does Schrodinger have to do with any of this, bro? Let me see if I can actually think about this though. Like, we're getting a random number. We have this probability. And we're saying what number do we want here? We want my head hurts. I need a number between 1 and 100. But the closer we are to 100, the less likely for that number to appear. So how do I choose which number? It's really this random number, because we're getting a random number. I don't want a random number. Oh, this hurts my head, bro. It's actually hard. Like, this doesn't really help. Okay, let's see. Define an exponential distribution where numbers close to 100 less likely. Just the scale parameters. Add two variables. Okay, generate a random float between 0 and 1. Apply an exponential function to bias the random number towards lower values. For example, 100 minus 100 times f mass power. Random float, exponential float here. Oh my god. I think these are all random numbers. It's not. thought this would be easy. This is where I wish I actually had people watching my live. Because then I could just ask them, like, hey, does anyone know how to do this? People could help me. But my videos are kind of shitty, so I don't blame them. I'm going to just have to figure this out another day or on my own time. Because this is taking too much time. But it bothers me that I don't. It's because it's the morning, bro. But anyways, I tried. I don't know why. I feel like that's supposed to be so simple. It's the probability of that number, but I think it's like we get a random number and then we check if it's okay. Hold up. Hear me out. I'm on something. Let's say this number is 2. This is 1 and 2. Multiply that by 100. It's 50%. Forget percent, it's 50. Now we check is because okay. Hear me out. Okay. Take this return value, multiply it by 100. So now the maximum number that I can get in here, I believe is 50. Maximum number I can get is 50. Right? The only values possible after this is values between 1 and 50. Now I check. Now I get a random number. Is that random number bigger than this number? And there's a 50% chance that it is bigger. But the chances, is it smaller than or equal? Okay, hear me out. I swear to God, I want something. Something like this. Okay, I'm gonna explain. I have no idea if this makes sense or not, but I get a random number, blah blah blah. So that's 50. Now this number that I'm getting here is between 1 and 50. Now I'm getting another random number between 0 and 100. Okay. The chances of that number being less than 50 is 50%. It's just a random number. Right? Between 0 and 100, I get a random number. There's 1 in 2 chances that it's less than 50, 1 in 2 chances that it's not. If the number that I get is 5, and I get a random number between 0 and 100, that means that it can only be between 0 and 5. That's 5 out of 100, so there's 5% chance that that number is there. If this number that I get is a 1, I mean 100, sorry, if this is 100, get that 1 divided by 100, 1 divided by 100 times 100 is 1. Get a random number between 0 and 100. The chances of it being less or equal to 1 is 1 in 100, which is 1%. There we go. Now if it's smaller or equal to this number, why am I saying if? Because I'm trying to get a number like the loot. Oh, I thought it was on. I thought it was on something. I got lost in this. What is the actual goal? The goal is I have a loot. I want to get a random number from that loot. I want the higher probability. Closer to 100. I think. I don't know, man. I don't know. No. I'm gonna think about this and get back on the next thing because this is annoying. It's supposed to be simple. Anyways, this was a nice dream. No, it wasn't, but I'm gonna have to just keep at it because